Graydon Phillips. And we'll go through some other introductions. And Neil Buddha, the star of the Indian Hill Braves team. Braves meet at midcourt, and they're ready. Lights come back up and welcome. Yes, we welcome to Indian Hill High School. We're ready for the tip-off. Braves versus the Wyoming Cowboys. It's homecoming night here at Indian Hill.
And we're just about set for the tip. This is Chuck Taft along with Jack Alley. Jack will be doing your play-by-play. I'm going to attempt to do the color. And this is a big CHL matchup for these two teams. They've met once earlier in December. Wyoming prevailed by 7. Final score of that game was 67-60. The Braves were out to a 7-point lead at halftime. Wyoming really came on in the second half of the first game of the season, led by Carlin Pittman, who is not playing for the Cowboys today. So we're going to see a little different game than we probably saw in December. Go over the starting lineups real quick. For the Indian Hill Braves, we've got Josh Cooper, Neil Buddha, Alessandro Del Torso, Joe Collinsworth, and Graydon Phillips. For the Cowboys, Sean Moore, Titus Fulton, Jay Burkmeyer, Dave Fleming.
Tip goes to the Braves, and off of a nice dish from Josh Cooper, Graydon Phillips hits the three-point shot. He's increased his three-point output quite a bit recently. And now the Cowboys try a three-point. Long rebound to number 5, Ryan Fleming. And the ball lost inside by the Cowboys. It'll be Brave ball with a 3-0 lead. And Wyoming is going to do a little backcourt pressing here. Let's see what kind of press they set up. Momentary timeout on the floor while one of the Wyoming players ties his shoe. They're in a 2-2-1 full court press. See how the Braves fare against this. They push the ball to the middle and into the sides. Long skip pass, and now just an attempt. Probably needs to be a little more of a lob pass. And the press works, and Cowboys are on offense. Braves are in a zone. Looks like a 3-2, and they're going to drop their top man back into the center to help out. And a three-point shot by number 44, Sean Moore.
Sean Moore has come up from the JV, his sophomore, and as he's come up, he's been getting about 14 points a game in the varsity level.
Joe Collinsworth with a nice look, and on the follow, number 11, Alessandro Del Torso, his basket. This will be his last game tonight as an Indian Hill Brave. He is an exchange student from Italy who will be returning to his country, and he starts off his last game with a nice stick back on offense. It'll be Wyoming ball out of bounds. Again, the Braves are in a 3-2 with they'll drop their middle man, their point man back, or bring him up front in an attempt to stop that inside pass and make the Cowboys shoot from the outside.
Braves are probably really pumped up for this game. There's a lot of interesting subtopics going on as Sean Moore hits the three.
Second three-point shot by Sean Moore.
It's not only winter homecoming, but and Alessandro Del Torso's last game for the Braves.
And Braves throw it away on the press, just a little bit impatient. And it'll be Cowboy ball out of bounds. Now the Brave zone probably does not want to give any more looks to number 44, Sean Moore. He's had two good looks at a three, and he's sunk both of them. A little token pressure on the press. The Wyoming offense beats it easily. It's off the foot of an Indian Hill player out of bounds. And let's see on the inbounds play if they try to run Sean Moore out. And this time it goes to number 12. Acrobatic attempt by Todd Giroux. Out of bounds, and it'll be Brave ball. 6-5 Wyoming. It's again a press on the part of Wyoming. Braves patiently work the ball up the floor. Get the ball across in plenty of time, and now they're ready to attack on offense, but ball's dribbled off the leg of the Wyoming player. They push the ball up the floor. Number 23, Titus Fulton, starts to go to the basket, thinks better of it, and they set up their offense. This offense, much like the JV game that we just saw earlier, 2 men out front and postman kind of running a triangle around the lane from block to block into the top of the lane with the 2 baseline men looking for the three-point shot. That one came from out top. Nice rebound by Josh Cooper. He pushes the ball up, a no-look pass to Joe Collinsworth, and the Braves take a 1-point lead.
And that's just good fundamental basketball by Joe Collinsworth. Instead of going up strong and possibly getting a swat or at least going to line, give a nice little pump fake.
Braves still in their pressure. The Cowboys split it. A 3-point shot way short, but number 44 follows. Loose ball picked up by number 12, Joe Collinsworth, but he can't quite hold on to it, and it'll be Cowboy ball out of bounds. Inside, off-balance shot by number 5, Ryan Fleming, 6'4" junior, and the Braves bring it up the floor. Neil Buda does touch the ball for the first time. He's the leading scorer for the Braves. Alessandro Del Torso takes it up. He's fouled on the way up, and he'll have 2 shots.
Del Torso, as we mentioned before, is he's going to be leaving and returning to Italy. He's really given the Braves something that they did not have with any of their other players, and that's some inside bulk. He's only averaging almost 3 points a game, but he's also getting 5.3 rebounds, and when he gets in there, he's physical. He can move guys around.
Makes his first free throw. Extends the Indian Hill lead to 2 points. Second one is no good, and here come the Cowboys. They push the ball ahead. Indian Hill doesn't get back too quickly enough, and a nice dish, a little short on the part of Sean Moore, and the Braves push it up the floor. Josh Cooper found himself in the corner. He wanted the ball, he got it, but a little bit off balance when he shot that. Probably didn't have his feet set underneath him, and the Braves reach in, trying to stop the inside penetration on the part of the Cowboys.
I think Josh knew he was going to shoot that before he got the ball, and he just needs to wait and react to the situation.
Cowboy ball out of bounds. Inside to number 5, that's Ryan Fleming. On the rebound, number 34, Dan Berkmeyer, a 5'11" sophomore guard, and he puts it back in to tie the game up. Collinsworth, nice inside look to Del Torso, but it's off his hands, a little too hard to handle. And it'll be Cowboy ball. Once again, zone press on the part of the Braves, 2-2-1.
And the Cowboys are going to bring number 52, Brent Fox, take out Sean Moore, who has 6 points already. Brent Fox gives them a little more bulk also on the inside. He's 6'4", 230, a junior. Brent was also an all-city lineman, I believe, a defensive lineman for the Cowboy football team.
Again, the 4-man on the outside is looking at that 1 man on the inside to see if they can see it, get it inside. And then a little bit of penetration. A nice inside look, but a 3-second call on Wyoming.
That's Brent Fox who just entered the game.
And once again, there's a little bit of pressure in the backcourt. Neil Buda is the deep man now on the press. And the attempt made to get it inside to Graydon Phillips, knocked out of bounds by the Cowboys. It'll be Indian Hill ball underneath. Score is 8-8, 3:23 left to go here in the first quarter.
And we've got a couple subs for Wyoming. Number 21, Pat Wilson, a guard who usually will control the ball. And also number 42, Richard Hall, who's a freshman. This is Richard's first game of the season, and I've heard a little bit about Richard Hall, and from what I've heard, he is some kind of athlete.
Wyoming in a 2-3 zone. Braves looking to attack on the perimeter. Joe Collinsworth a little bit strong. Nice rebound by number 23, Titus Fulton, and the Cowboys push the ball up the floor. A reach-in foul on Alessandro Del Torso. It's the second team foul on the Braves. It'll be out of bounds for Wyoming. On the inbounds, they get the ball in quickly to number 21, Pat Wilson, and set up their offense. The Braves still in that 2-1-2 zone, trying to keep the man in the middle fronted. so that there's no easy way to get the ball into him. And once again, another reach by Alessandro Del Torso. That will be his second foul, team's third, and will put number 52, Brent Fox, 6'4 junior, on the line.
That'll also have Coach Dale Harmon of the Braves go to his bench, bringing in number 23, Matt Beauclair, and also number 13, sophomore Walt Davis, a guard. Sean Moore as well returns for the Cowboys, giving Titus Fulton a little breather.
2 shots. The first one is no good. Second free throw is good. And here comes that Wyoming press again. New men in the game. Let's see if that hurts the Braves a little bit in the way. And a reach-in foul on Wyoming. That'll be their second team foul. It'll be Brave ball out of bounds.
I think the Braves are going to need to realize that the easiest way to beat this press is going to be 2 passes, one to the sideline, and then instead of dribbling into the pressure, get a nice quick one back to the center of the court, and it should be broken.
Whenever you substitute a couple of new guys in and they haven't seen that press since they've been sitting on the bench and had a little different perspective. Now inadvertent pass and an attempt to block it by Josh Cooper, but he got a little bit of the body with him. He's going to send number 42, Richard Hall, to the line for 2 shots.
And I think there was a little freshman inexperience there. I think if Richard Hall would have gone up with his left hand, he probably could have gotten a bucket out of that as well as going to the line.
Only 3 seniors on this Wyoming ball club, so they're fairly young. And the 3 seniors, Titus Fulton, Josh Basone, and Pat Wilson. We haven't seen 2 of the 3 seniors yet, so a pretty young ball club out there for Wyoming. And he misses both.
Made the first.
Made the first shot, excuse me, and it's a 10-8 Wyoming lead. Neil Buda, leading scorer for the Braves, is yet to take a shot. He finds Walter Davis underneath. A nice quick look. The ball just won't stay down for the Braves. Comes back out, and Richard Hall brings the ball up the floor for Wyoming. So again, their same offensive set, looking around the perimeter. And number 32 takes that shot, and very long. Attempt to get the ball inside that time, knocked away. And there's an attempt by the Braves. Weak side rebounding's there for the Cowboys. Number 21 misses. And loose ball on the floor. Big mag scramble, and finally they call a jump ball.
Rugby game breaks out.
And breaking out of the scrum, number 21, Matt Beauclair, hustles to get the ball. Several substitutes in for Wyoming now.
We got number 5, Ryan Fleming. Number 12, Todd Gotro. And 35, Dan Berkemeyer are going to take out Wilson, Fox, and Hall. Braves are going to stick with their same lineup.
Wyoming ball out of bounds. Number 44, Sean Moore, has already made 2 3-pointers, and they're probably going to look for him again. Moving the ball quickly around the perimeter. On the inside, we got number 5, 6'4", Ryan Fleming. And that shot is a little bit short, going on the way up. And in, number 5, Ryan Fleming, 6'4" junior, puts it in, and the Cowboys are back on their press and a 4-point lead.
Cowboys were real patient on offense there, and the Braves there going to toss a long pass against the press and going to turn the ball over. I think the Braves just need to have the same patience as they bring the ball up the court on the offensive side.
Braves are going to take the pressure off and pick them up. So again, it's a 1-2-2, but the point man will fall back in and help out in the middle. Braves have done a fairly good job of keeping that ball out of the middle, but they're not boxing out very well on defense. Neil Buda with the rebound, and he finally finds an open man, and there's a collision at midcourt. Wyoming has the ball, and into the basket, number 44, Sean Moore. Sean Moore is hurt. In fact, he is bleeding from above the eye. The officials haven't seen it yet. Walter Davis with the shot attempt. It's a Wyoming ball. They look to push it up. In fact, they are going to push it up now. And
they're going to need to get an official timeout, too.
Bleeding from above the eye. And to the basket, number 12, Todd Gotro. He is fouled. And they will 10 to number 44. And he is bleeding, so they will get a substitute in for him. They'll have to get over on the sideline and stop that bleeding, and the Indian Hill trainer comes over to help him out. The blood was flowing pretty good. Just a little collision as both he and Grant and Joe Collinsworth went for the ball, and it looks as though Sean Moore got the worst of that one. At the line, number 12, Todd Gautreaux. First one is good. Extends the Wyoming lead to 7 with 30.9 seconds left here in the first quarter.
After pounding out that 8-6 lead, the Braves have seen Wyoming score 10 unanswered points, including those 2 free throws by Todd Gautreaux.
Thinks both of them, and now the Braves do break the pressure, do a nice job moving the ball up the floor as Wyoming extends their defense back out. Joe Collinsworth with the shot. Loose ball to Wyoming. And with 12, now 10 seconds left, they push the ball up the floor.
The Braves aren't getting the loose balls, and they're also not getting
and there's no
the shots
left,
to fall.
Trying the number 3 is number 12, Todd Gautreaux. As the half ends, Joe Collinsworth with Josh Cooper with an off-balance attempt. At the end of the first quarter, it's Wyoming 16, Indian Hill 8. Back at the start of the second quarter for the Indian Hill Braves, we've got a
take a little look at the Braves rooting section. We've got
rooting section on the side.
Looks like Chief Indian Hill Brave was Luke Luther.
Well, so far Wyoming hasn't seemed to miss their 6'4" Brian Pittman, Carlin Pittman. Braves get the rebound, and it's Joe Collinsworth with the running shot. And Braves score the first 2 points of the second quarter.
The Braves really need their outside shooters to heat up.
A nice rebound on the part of number 32, Terry McGee. The ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Wyoming ball. Terry McGee, a 6-foot junior.
Good hustle by Joe Collinsworth to see him get down on the floor.
Wyoming team's playing quite a few guys, a lot of substitutes. Ball's on the floor. Neil Buda gets it. He gets it to Collinsworth, ahead to Walter Davis, and a nice layup. Nice look up the floor.
Nice job looking up the floor, and also for Walt to not only corral that ball, but had the presence of mind to know where he was on the court and just go straight up with the ball.
So again, another loose ball. A nice behind-the-back pass from Joe Collinsworth to Neil Buda, but he's a little bit short on his layup, and it's Wyoming ball.
Would have seen a nice cheer from the crowd if that one would have gone down.
There's a nice step-up steal by Neil Buda.
Braves have cut it to 4, 16-12.
Now the Braves will kind of set it up, and once again they're looking inside into the baseline.
On the next dead ball, Coach Tudor for the Cowboys is going to go to his bench, bringing in 3 new fresh bodies.
Cooper a little short on the shot. Neil Buda with the rebound. He's short. A nice inside move by Walter Davis to Matt Beauclair. And it's a basket. And the Braves are within 2. Wyoming pushes it up. A nice inside move by number 5, Ryan Fleming. Push the lead back to 4. Braves showing a lot of patience with the press, and then once they beat it, they show a lack of patience, try to push it inside too soon. Wyoming fills the passing lane. And now taking it to the hole with the strong move was number 23, Titus Fulton. Here come the Braves, intercepted by number 34, Dan Berkemeyer, who pushes it up the floor. It's 2-on-3, and he banks it in. Probably not the best shot that the coach would have wanted him to take, but the result was good.
The Braves just need to exercise some patience here. They've turned the ball over a couple times on deep passes trying to beat the press. They can really walk the ball up, it seems. They just need to work and maneuver the zone for a good shot.
And Josh Cooper again with the three-point attempt. This time he sinks it.
The Braves are going to cut the Cowboy lead to 3 there. Fall back on defense. Cowboys are looking around the perimeter. And the Braves are back in that 2-1-2 with Beauclair and Buda down low. Nice block by Josh Cooper, falling back to fill the lane. And Josh is going to want the ball on the outside. Buda looks in. Joe Collinsworth wide on the baseline.
3 to tie, and it's good. 20-20, and the Braves have fought back to tie the ball game.
Real nice transition there by the Braves. Good teamwork.
We've got a timeout. Wyoming, 3 new players in the ball game, and yet we still haven't seen Sean Moore return. He's not on the bench, so he's probably receiving some first aid on the sidelines from the Indian Hill trainers. He'll be sorely missed.
As we go through this timeout, for the Braves, right now, Joe Collinsworth is their leading scorer with 7 points. Josh Cooper and Alessandro Del Torso have 3 points. And Walter Davis, Matt Beauclair, and Graydon Phillips. Walter Davis and Matt Beauclair have 2. Graydon Phillips chipped in with that initial 3 of the game to start the Braves off. For the Wyoming Cowboys, Sean Moore has 6 points, but he also suffered that cut above the eye. Hopefully for Fred Tudor and the Cowboys, we'll see him back in. Richard Hall has 1 and Brent Fox have 1. They've each sank a free throw. Dan Berkemeyer has 4 points. Ryan Fleming has 4 points. And Todd Gautreau has 1 point. 2 points. The Cowboys are going to have some substitutions in, bringing in Fox and Hall and Pat Wilson, and with 4 minutes and 39 seconds left, the score's tied at 20 here in the second quarter.
Richard Hall beats the press and immediately go inside to number 52, Brent Fox. That's the pass they've been looking for. The top man didn't get back to stop that cutter, and the Cowboys are back in the lead again. Inside look to Neil Buda, to Walter Davis. A little bit strong, but Buda skies to get the ball. And a nice rebound by Richard Hall. He went way high for that one.
Braves just are not getting the...
And a charge. Graydon Phillips did a nice job holding his spot that time. The Brave ball out of bounds.
Braves are really not getting their inside shots to fall. Taking that charge always swings the momentum.
Coach Fred Tudor not very happy with that, and he let the official know about it. Graydon Phillips for a 3, a little bit strong. Walter Davis attempts the rebound, but it'll be Wyoming ball. Cowboys have Richard Hall handling the ball in the backcourt with number 21, Pat Wilson, the other out man. Along the baseline, number 5, Ryan Fleming, and number 23, Titus Fulton. But that one was...
That was all Richard Hall, just taking it to the hole.
Used his athletic ability to penetrate.
I think Josh Cooper wanted the push there by Pat Wilson.
Josh Cooper, once again, suffered a little bit after that free three-point shot.
It's a hard box out on the outside by Richard Hall. Ref can look at it 2 ways. Can call a foul or can just say, hey, that's good physical basketball. Or he might not have seen it.
Going to the hoop, number 23, Titus Fulton, and the Braves push the ball up the floor. Joe Collinsworth stops. Nice jump stop, a little bit short. And over the back for the Cowboys, number 52, Brent Fox with the foul.
I think Joe Collinsworth wanted that one back, maybe pull it out, slow it down, but a little open 6 or 8 footer. Joe usually put in about, he'll put in probably 3 out of 4 of those. He's the Braves' second leading scorer with 16.5 points a game. Saw his name in the paper too today.
Buda finds the inbounds pass and now gets it back. Off the iron. Number 44, Sean Moore, back in the game with a little patch above his eye. Let's see if they try to spot him up for a quick 3. Yeah, 2 in the game already. Made a big difference in the little run out that Wyoming had early in the game. Once again, inside to number 52, 6'4", junior Brent Fox. Nice little turnaround with a nice touch, and it's a 6-point lead for the Cowboys.
And I think we're probably going to have to see either Del Torso or Matt Beauclair come back in the game for the Braves to get a physical body on Brent Fox.
Neil Buda gets a loose ball underneath, and he's pushed by Brent Fox. That'll be his second. Maybe the Braves need to attack number 52, Brent Fox, a little bit and get him out of there. 6'4", Ryan Fleming, and indeed, Fred Tudor does take Brent Fox out with those 2 fouls, and he's replaced by number 24, Josh Bissoni, and number 23, Titus Fulton, comes back in. Braves look on the inbounds pass, and it comes out to Collinsworth. Cooper for another 3. He missed his last 3 now.
Josh really needs to exercise a little more patience on the outside there.
And there's Richard Hall to the basket. Nice athletic move, gets his own rebound, sticks it back, misses again. Number 5, Ryan Fleming on the stick back. 4 attempts at the basket on that possession for Wyoming.
The Cowboys are really killing the Braves on the inside. Second chances, third chances on
nice
offense.
Inside look to Neil Buddha, and he sticks it in.
That's the Braves' leading scorer. First 2 points of the game this evening, and they come with a minute 30 left in the second period.
They've got the freshman at point guard now, Wyoming does, so they've obviously got a little confidence in him. His ability to move the ball around. Again, low penetration, nice inside look to number 5, Ryan Fleming. The basket will count. No, they're going to wave the basket off. They're going to wave the basket off and say there was a push underneath by Wyoming. And now the Wyoming coach says, why don't you ask for some help from the other official? He says, was the ball clearly loose and gone before the push? And the answer is, yes, it was, and the basket will be good. He is going to count the basket. That's probably reasonable. Brings both coaches up to the bench there. Talk to both of them. Explaining that he's going to reverse his call, I think. Now he's talking a little bit more to the Indian Hill coach after having consulted with the other official. Now he's going over to the bench saying who the foul was on. And he's saying the basket is good. And that's probably the right call.
Yeah, I think
the ball
so.
Was
and
clearly just bouncing around when the whistle was on the rim when the whistle was blown.
And I think Coach Dale Harmon for the Braves is judging by his lack of fight against the call. He's probably saying that that's probably a good call also. Of course, Fred Tudor's going to agree.
And luckily the official did talk to his partner to get it right. Now a pushing foul. They had Walter Davis trapped here. But instead of just letting the trap work, they did kind of push him a little bit towards the out-of-bounds line. That'll be the 7th team foul on Wyoming, and that'll put Walter Davis at the line with the 1 and a bonus.
Best thing on trapping on the side there. The best thing that they can do if they have the 2-man trap working, just follow the ball with their hands. Don't body him up and don't reach in at all.
Coach Tudor a little bit frustrated with that defensive set. He had him where he wanted him, and then they committed the cardinal sin of fouling. Walter Davis makes the first one. That's the first Indian Hill point for a little while. He had been a nice run by the Cowboys. Davis's second free throw is no good, but Buddha skies for the rebound. 2 men grab it. It's tied up by number 34, Dan Berkemeyer. Possession arrow points to the to the Cowboys. They'll have the ball out of bounds. Once again, the Braves not pressing right now. They're in their 3-2 zone, 1-2-2 with the point man dropping back to make it a 3-2 or dropping all the way back down with the inside man. Should have pretty good box out on any kind of long shot. Matt Beauclair with the nice steal on the inside. Walter Davis.
It's a nice conversion. That's the old 3-on-2 drill that you work on in practice about every week.
Matt Beauclair did a nice job taking the foul line, stopped, drew the defense to Walter Davis, and Davis popped it in.
About 30 seconds left. Looks like the Cowboys are going to hold for the last shot with a 5-point lead here in the second period.
Braves were manning up that time. Nice rebound, nice attempt, and Joe Collinsworth with a great hustle. Ball's off of Wyoming, and it'll be Brave ball with 16.6 seconds left.
And I think that was a real poor shot selection by Josh Bissoni there. And looks like Coach Tudor's taking him out. Maybe not for that reason, but I think that wasn't the shot they were looking for. It wasn't really an open 12-footer. Had some pressure on him, and I think the Cowboys just want to either stay for the last shot and not give the Braves another chance at the basket. Braves can cut it to 2 with a 3 here.
Braves patiently trying to get it up the floor. We're down to 10 seconds. And splitting the defense was Neil Buda, but tried to take it through, and number 44, Sean Moore. It's not exactly what the Braves wanted. A long three-point attempt off the glass. And the Braves will go into halftime down by 7. Score at halftime is the Wyoming Cowboys. Actually, it's 32 to the Indian Hill Braves, 25. Welcome to the second half of the Indian Hill basketball game against Wyoming Cowboys. The score at halftime, 32-25 in favor of the Cowboys. As we get ready to start the second half, the possession arrow is pointing in the direction of the Indian Hill Braves. They'll have the ball out half court. Let's see if they put a new wrinkle in their offense. They weren't getting too many shots there towards the end of the second quarter, at least not the kind of shots they wanted. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that Wyoming was really forcing them to hurry up. They make some bad decisions on trying to beat the press, and then after beating the press, trying to find the open man. The Braves had a little bit of a hard time with that.
Braves also got to work a lot harder underneath the basket. Wyoming's getting a lot of second and third attempts at the basket on offense.
3-2 defense on the part of the Wyoming. They've got 3 men up. They're putting a little more pressure on the Braves' perimeter shooters.
The Braves should really start to work the ball inside on this 3-2.
Pass inside to Graydon Phillips and knocked out of bounds by number 34, Dan Berkmeyer. And it'll be Brave ball inside. Quick pass into Collinsworth. Nope. They don't see the man. Finally they get it in. Just avoiding the 5-second call. Buda has the ball on the far left side. Looks inside. Kicks it back up to Josh Cooper. Nice penetration. Joe Collinsworth. Slightly off the iron. A nice tip by Neil Buda. Might have been better off trying to go up strong and getting that and taking it back up. Tip didn't go, and pushing it up the floor is number 5, Ryan Fleming, and a three-pointer. Just the way he started out in the first quarter, number 44 is Sean Moore.
Yeah, that cut over his eye really hasn't affected him at all, has it?
Collinsworth looks to Phillips for 3. Nice box out by number 44, Sean Moore.
I think the Braves are really going to have to lay off the threes unless one of them really gets on a good streak, because they're not hitting, and they're only getting that one look at the basket. And they'd rather have a 10-footer instead of a 24-footer.
Nice move by Alessandro Del Torso, and then Josh Cooper takes the ball to the basket. He's knocked down a hard foul. He's okay. He's up, and he'll have 2 shots.
Real quick running down the leading scorers for both teams at the start of for the first half. Ryan Fleming had 8 points. Todd Gautreau had 2. Dan Berkmeyer had 4. Brent Fox had 5. Richard Hall had 3. And Sean Moore had 8 for the Wyoming Cowboys. For the Indian Hill Braves, they were led by Joe Collinsworth with 7 points. Walter Davis had 5. Josh Cooper had 3. Alessandro Del Torso had 3. Graydon Phillips had 3. Matt Beauclair and Neil Buda each chipped in with 2 apiece.
Cooper missed his first of the 2 free throws. Second attempt, no good, and Wyoming with a 10-point lead brings the ball up the floor.
That's really unlike Josh. Even though he's only shooting 60% on the for the season, he's actually a pretty good free throw shooter. The percentages won't tell you how good of a shooter he is. Sometimes he'll rush his shot.
Nice look inside and a nice rebound by Neil Buda. He's fouled on the inside, and it'll be Indian Hill ball.
They're going to get a call on Sean Moore probably for going over the back, 44.
Nobody really in foul trouble too much for either team. Number 23, Titus Fulton, has 2 for the Cowboys, and number 11, Alessandro Del Torso, has 2 for the Braves. Nice trap in the backcourt, results in a steal. Titus Fulton to Sean Moore, back to Sean Moore, and he puts it in. And it's a 12-point lead for the Cowboys. Once again, pressure in the backcourt, but number 23,
Titus Fulton
picks up his 3rd foul. And it'll be Brave ball out of bounds.
First half progressed a lot different than the first half of the first game of the season for when these two teams met. In the first game of the season at Wyoming, the Braves were actually up by 7 at halftime.
Joe Collinsworth had a nice look on the 3 there. Nice rebound by Alessandro Del Torso. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line with 2 shots.
And that's what the Braves really need to do. They need to get that rebound and get those second opportunities. Take the ball to the hole. Hopefully some of them will fall and get to the line a lot. For the year, Del Torso is shooting 60% from the line, actually 58. He's made 7 out of 12. And he makes his second of the evening.
Substitute for the Braves, Walter Davis comes back in, replacing Graydon Phillips. Second basket bounces out, and here come the Cowboys pushing the ball up the floor. Number 12, that was Todd Gotro with the miss, and then the long rebound, and the Braves fight for the loose ball. They've got numbers as they come up the floor, and there's a hold on the part of number 34, Dan Berkemeyer.
And I don't think that Coach Harmon really wanted Del Torso to be bringing that ball up. The pressure defense by Wyoming is really working well in the backcourt, forcing turnovers and hurries, and they're putting the ball on the floor. And steals will result.
Richard Hall and Pat Wilson back into the game for the Cowboys out front on their offense and on their defense.
Cowboys have stretched their lead to 11 in the first 2.5 minutes of the third quarter.
Again from the right side, and this time he sinks the three, cuts the Wyoming lead to 8 points.
Gives Joe 10 for the evening. And he's one of the guys that you really want to get heated up.
And there's that three again. Just bounces out by Sean Moore, excuse me. But another attempt, and the Cowboys get the long rebound, move the ball around the floor. So again, they're looking outside, not even looking inside right now. Nice rebound by Neil Buda.
Braves look to push. Nice little 18-footer for Walt Davis on the baseline.
Nice assist. And a timeout for Wyoming. That lead has been cut to 6. Nice run for the Indian Hill Braves.
And with 4:55 left, the Braves are down by 6. Wyoming 37, Braves 31.
Okay. This is a production video tonight. Production of the Indian Hill Video Department. And with timeout, with 4:55 to go here in the third quarter. Homecoming night. Winter homecoming at Indian Hill. Coach Fred Tudor, after that 6-point run by the Braves, got a pretty quick timeout. He wanted to stop this attempt by the Braves to get back into the game. Teams are about ready to break from the huddle. And as we come back out, it's going to be Wyoming ball. And the Braves going to go back and back in that 2-3 zone. And let's see how the Cowboys attack it this time. See if they try to get the ball to their three-point shooter on the far side over there. And that's Sean Moore inside. And over the back on the inside is number 11, Alessandro Del Torso. That'll be his third. The team's first of the quarter.
We'll see if Coach Harmon's going to go to the bench for Matt Beauclair, who will usually come in for Alessandro Del Torso when he gets into foul trouble. Alessandro's going to stay in.
And Wyoming is again on the attack, looking at the perimeter. Nice attempt by Josh Cooper.
And a good presence of mind to throw the ball into the backcourt.
It'll be Wyoming ball out of bounds. Braves are still in that 2-3 zone with Buda and Collinsworth on the baseline and Alessandro Del Torso in the middle. He is pinned by number 52, Brent Fox, but they don't try to get the ball inside. And now that three by Sean Moore. And over the back, number 5, Ryan Fleming. It'll be his second foul. Nice position on the part of Joe Collinsworth on the long rebound.
Right here we're taking a look at our producer and director, Anthony DeMarco, in the Pittsburgh Penguins garb there. Our production coordinator for the Indian Hill the video department is Mr. Dennis Tubbs. And this is a production of Indian Hill High School Video Department.
Nice look, nice dish by Josh Cooper and Neil Buda from the corner. 3-point shot brings the Indian Hill Braves within 3. This is the closest they've been now since the second quarter. Richard Hall, a nice athletic move, penetrates the zone and puts it in. They're going to have to stop that penetration. The next time Richard Hall has the ball. Once again, this time Cooper. Nice dish to Buddha. He can't hold the ball. Walter Davis from the same spot he hit just a moment ago.
I think if Walt had his choice, he would sit on that baseline as long as possible and just rain shots.
It's a 3-point lead for the Cowboys. Looking at skip pass to Richard Hall, the freshman. And really out of control, but he managed to avoid the violation. A long rebound. Tipped back out to the Cowboys. Hall once again doing all kinds of athletic things and hits the ball in the basket. The zone needs to come over and stop that kind of penetration. They can't let that happen. Nice inside look to Buddha, and he's pushed before he goes up, and that foul is going to be on number 52. It's Brent Fox, and that's going to be his third. That's the 7th team foul for the Cowboys, and that's going to put the Braves at the line. Only one team foul for the Braves in this half, but the 7th team foul for the Cowboys. Buddha at the line, 1-1.
Fred Tudor's got to be probably a little upset with the imbalance in fouls in this third quarter. But one thing that Fred Tudor has to be happy about is that his 3 leading scorers are all underclassmen. He's got a junior, a sophomore, and a freshman leading the way in the scoring column, putting his Cowboys up by 3 now with almost a little under 3 minutes left in the third period.
Braves now in a strict 2-3 zone. So again, they're trying to stop the man from posting up down low. They are going to leave an outside shot open. Richard Hall penetrates for the 3rd time. Nice hands by Neil Buddha. Knocked out by Sean Moore, and the ball will go to the Braves. They say last touch Sean Moore, and it'll be Brave ball. Chance to tie if they can get a 3 here. Had a little trouble getting it in bounds. Josh Cooper penetrates, gives it up. Collinsworth for the 3, and not quite where he wanted it to be. A little bit off the iron. Long rebound out of bounds off Wyoming, and it'll be Brave ball. The 34, Dan Berkmeyer, and number 12, Todd Gautreaux back in the game for the Cowboys. Collinsworth out front on top as the Cowboys stay in that 3-2 zone. Collinsworth, nice step, nice inside, going for the rebound. Loose ball on the floor goes to Wyoming, number 34.
Joey did the right thing there, though,
Berkmeyer.
following his shot. He's going to get probably 4 to 6 more points a game if you follow your shot. Or at least that's what those 8th grade coaches say. Braves still in the zone.
Fleming has his man pinned inside, but they don't see him. Being real patient, looking to the outside first before they look inside. Nice attempt by the part of Josh Cooper. He tries to save Walter Davis. A nice hustle. And it'll be Wyoming ball out of bounds.
Good hustle by the pair of sophomores there in the backcourt.
Braves still in that 2-3 zone. They're coming out to put a little bit of pressure on the ball as it comes down. Now they've gone back to man-to-man. They've switched into a man-to-man as the ball came across, but they got a foul on that, and it's on Del Torso. That'll be his 4th.
That's going to be a little costly. That's going to have Coach Harmon going to the bench for Matt Beauclair.
And the inbounds. Braves once again looking perimeter first before they look to the inside. They usually make at least two passes on the outside before they look inside. And there's a nice inside look for number 44, Sean Moore. They don't get him the ball. They try to force it in to Ryan Fleming. And from behind, the Wyoming ball player knocks it out of bounds. There's a little pushing after it's knocked out of bounds, then it'll be Indian Hill ball. Break for the Braves on that one. Walter Davis is going to take it's going to be, nobody knows who's going to take it out. See if they look for somebody to get that 3. Collinsworth looked for it, Nice move. He looks back to Davis. That was his spot, but he couldn't quite get his hand on the ball. A nice look inside, but the Wyoming Cowboy man stepped in front. Now Walter Davis tries for the pass.
Braves got to watch. They might get caught sleeping on defense. They're overplaying.
Nice inside look. And number 23 will get the foul for the Braves. It's Matt Beauclair. Really didn't initiate the contact, but instead of having his hand straight up in the air, he was reaching over top of number 12, Todd Gautreau, and he'll be at the line. 2 shots. That'll be the 3rd team foul for the Braves, so they're still ahead in terms of the fact that they've committed fewer fouls. First free throw is no good. Number 52, Brent Fox, is coming back into the game for the Cowboys. He has 3 fouls on him. And number 5, Ryan Fleming, did a good job in the middle, especially keeping the ball alive on the offensive board. Second free throw is good by Todd Gautreau. Now we're going to bring Richard Hall back into the game.
And the Braves are really going to have to step on defense. I'm sure that if they're going to stay in that zone, Hall's probably just going to stay around the perimeter, look to penetrate, and then dish it into Brent Fox.
4-point lead. Nice. Josh Cooper escapes the trap. He gets it to Matt Beauclair inside, and that means a basket by number 13, Walter Davis. 2-point margin, 20 seconds left in the quarter, 2-point margin for the Cowboys. I'm sure the Braves would like nothing better than to stop this, have a chance to go down the floor with a chance to tie before the quarter's over. Nice look inside to Matt Beauclair, and he's fouled on the way up by number 32, Terry McGee. Josh Cooper did a nice job getting the ball down the floor, pushing it inside. Beauclair took it up strong and was fouled with 2 free throws and 7.9 seconds left on the clock. He can tie this up going into the 4th quarter.
Be real nice for the Braves to go into the 4th quarter all
good.
even. Matt Beauclair's halfway there.
Braves are going to change their defense on the inbounds play here going into the 4th quarter. Second free throw by Beauclair is a little short, but Collinsworth with the rebound and a nice strong move, and the Braves take the lead, 43-42, with just a few ticks left on the clock, and that's the end of the quarter. What a great turnaround from the middle of the 3rd quarter on for the Indian Hill Braves, and they lead 40. And now we are here back to the start of the 4th quarter. The momentum has definitely swung in the favor of the Braves. They came back to score a basket just prior to the end of the quarter and go up by 1, 43-42.
The Braves spark was led by Josh Cooper and Walt Davis, a sophomore backcourt, both pushing it up, and also Walt hit some nice baseline shots.
Cowboys had trouble getting it in bounds. Richard Hall on a nice penetration and a nice box out and rebound, but on the rebound now for the Braves, Joe Collinsworth ahead to Neil Buda.
And that's what the Braves were not getting in the first 3 periods.
Buda was looking to shoot. A nice defense on the part of number 34, Dan Berkmeyer. And number 42, Richard Hall, with an attempt and goaltending on the part of the Braves. I
think a lot of the Braves partisan is going to want to see that again. I think what they're going to call is that Neil hit it off the backboard. And I believe in the rule book that is goaltending if it goes off if the block comes after the ball hits the backboard.
And now they put it up on the scoreboard. Foul on 34, Dan Berkmeyer, as they come down the floor. That when the Braves are in the bonus, and Josh Cooper is going to go to the line with the 1-and-1. The Braves down by 1.
2 more fouls, and the Braves are going to be shooting 2 every time, and that's probably going to help them in this status or this late in the game.
Cooper's first shot's good. After missing 2 free throws just a few minutes ago, he cans the first one. The all-important one on the 1-and-1 bonus. Now he has the second with the tie score. It's no good. And will Cowboys come down with a chance to go ahead. Dan Berkmeyer, number 34, handling the ball. Richard Hall for a 3, and it's good. Nice-looking shot. And the Cowboys go up by 3. A lot of Cowboys in the backcourt. Somebody's open for the Braves. They beat the pressure defense. And once again, the Braves have a little difficult time getting the ball up to the basket. Foul, though, on Wyoming. That's the 10th team foul. So it's going to be 2 shots from now on, whether it's a shooting foul or not. I think that was a shooting foul. But they're going to have 2 shots from the rest of the way in the super bonus. First one's good. See if the Braves can convert on this second one. Buda does. It's a nice shooter's roll. And it's going to be Wyoming ball.
That's 9 for Neil Buda. He's had a real quiet night offensively.
We don't have Sean Moore in the ball game now, so it looks like it's either going to be look inside to Brent Fox
or give it to Richard Hall and have him create from the outside.
Really don't do a whole lot of screening on their offense. They do a lot of running around, but not looking to necessarily screen another person. And there's Fox. That's probably not his shot. And there is a foul. That's on Richard Hall as Josh Cooper got the rebound and started to take a step. Didn't know Hall was there. Hall, instead of holding his ground and taking the charge, reaches in a little bit and draws the foul. Josh Cooper goes to the line, 2 shots.
And I think what the Braves are going to have to do is probably win this game at the line. They're going to need to take the ball inside. I'm sure Wyoming's probably going to be hammering them inside. The Braves just got to sink their free throws.
6:45 left to go. It'll be interesting to see how long Sean Moore stays out of the game. He's the guy who's lit him up most so far tonight. They may not like his ball handling. First one's good by Collinsworth, and the second one's good.
It's 14 for Joe.
And the Braves go ahead by 1. They now have number 34, Dan Berkmeyer, a 5'11 sophomore, handling the ball out front. And they're not getting the ball in the hands of either Fox or Hall right now. Seems like the first pass is going away from him.
A call away from the ball. Walter Davis with a push.
That's only the team's 4th foul, so it's going to be out of bounds. Braves not even anywhere near giving the bonus to the Cowboys just yet. 6:34 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Walt's really picked up his game. He's pushed his game to the max here in the 3rd and 4th quarter. He's got 11 points. He's playing some steady defense, and he's looking for that baseline shot. He's looking to score. He's also looking for a call on Titus Fulton as he's asking the ref for a call.
Titus Fulton generally has not taken the ball to the basket. He pushes off Walter Davis, but he's not going to look for it. Fox will. Bounces out. Nice rebound by Buda. And in an attempt to steal the ball, Richard Hall fouls, and that'll send Buda to the line for 2 shots. That will be his third foul on Richard Hall, the freshman. Into the game for the Cowboys, number 21, Pat Wilson. Sitting down is number 34, Dan Berkmeyer. Buda has 2 shots. First one's good. Has a nice touch at the line. How many points has he got so far this evening, Coach?
He's looking at, I believe that's his 10th point right there. And
the
that'll
second
make
one
11.
is good. It extends the Braves' lead to 3 points. It's their biggest lead of the night, I believe.
And this will bring in Sean Moore for the Cowboys. Coach Tudor probably looking for some outside shooting. And Titus Fulton, I believe, is taking a break.
Now 3 primary threats for the Cowboys. From the outside, Sean Moore. From the inside, Brent Fox, and
from everywhere,
Richard Hall. And he
Richard
does
Hall.
make it. They do call it a 3. It looked like his foot was on the line, but they do call that a 3, and we're tied up again. Collinsworth looks down the floor. Buda gets it across to Collinsworth. Little penetration back out to Buda. 4-3, short. Ball goes to Wyoming. Here comes Richard Hall. And Neil Buda spikes the ball out of bounds. There is a call.
I think they're going to call that the ball was out of bounds. They're not going to take that block away from Neil Buda.
And Indian Hill will call timeout.
You know, and I think that's the 3rd time that Richard Hall has gone to the basket like that and gotten the ball blocked. Once they called a foul, but twice he's had the ball blocked. Actually, and another time, Buda blocked the ball off the backboard, which, of course, was called goaltending. But Richard Hall, the freshman, has really shown that he can do it all. He can take it to the hole. He's got 2 threes. He's 1 for 2 from the line. Right now, he's the leading scorer in the game with 15 points.
As a freshman, he'll learn that on this level, you have to know where everybody is as you go up. You don't go up strong, somebody's going to come up and try to swat it away.
Especially Neil Buddha, who is by far the Braves' most outstanding leaper.
Braves have been playing good ball. They had a nice win earlier this week on Tuesday against Cincinnati Christian. Win a couple of weeks ago, or 3 games ago, against Bethel Tate. They're playing well tonight. Coach Dale Harmon has the Braves well organized, and as long as they can continue to make their free throws, they're going to stay in this game.
The other night, and that's against Cincinnati Christian, they hit the century mark. I believe they won the game 100-79. A lot of freshmen saw playing time in that game too, which was really good for the program and for Coach Dale Harmon to get the freshmen to get involved in the varsity level.
Wyoming out of bounds. They find Sean Moore, and he's short. Ball's knocked out of his hands, but the Wyoming recovers the loose ball. And Sean Moore finds number 21, Pat Wilson, who finds Brent Fox, and he trickles it in to put the Cowboys up by 2. Backcourt pressure by the Cowboys. Braves do a nice job getting the ball up floor against the pressure. Once again, this is a 3-2 Z defense on the part of the Cowboys, so if the Braves can just penetrate, which they do, dish it off to Josh Cooper, and he ties the game. 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Nice look by Josh here to go up with the ball, and nice soft touch off the glass.
And Walter Davis did a nice job originally cutting off Sean Moore to get to the ball, and then he held him as he tried to reverse direction and go the other way. That's only the 15th foul on the Braves, so it'll be Cowboy ball out of bounds. So again, the Braves are playing a 2-3. Now it looks like they've gone to man-to-man. They're playing man-to-man. And let's see if they can keep the ball out of their hands. There's Sean Moore, and a weak pass. Walter Davis picks it off, and they push the ball up the floor. Once they get through that initial defense, nobody on the boards for the Braves that time.
No white jerseys in the paint there.
And,
that's what's going to kill them. It's what's going to kill them.
Got nice penetration. Somebody probably did drop back to keep the cheap basket from happening, but they've got to crash the boards in that situation, particularly when they've got a foul to give. That's a nice penetration by number 5, Ryan Fleming, to give the Cowboys a 2-point lead.
Gives him 10 for the evening.
In the situation the Braves are in, and there's Collinsworth for a 3, and he makes it. And that puts the Braves back up by 1. Where it's a nice back and forth game here between two teams really working hard. Nice cut inside by Sean Moore, but they don't get him the ball. He doesn't seem to get the ball inside, only outside. Here's a guy who'll take it inside. Nice penetration by Richard Hall to put the Cowboys up by 1.
Gives him 17 for the evening. Richard Hall is a guy that the Braves just did not expect to be here.
Nice penetration by Josh Cooper. Somebody's going to be open, and there he is. Walter Davis from the side. Nice job by Chris Collinsworth finding Walter on the baseline, on the far baseline.
By Joe Collinsworth, Jack. I think you just gave credit to the former Bengal receiver.
Yeah, I don't think he ever played basketball. He's too short.
He probably talks about it, though. He'll tell you he did.
Buda with a nice inside look, but he gives a step to Ryan Fleming and has to foul him on the way up. So Fleming will go to the line with 2 shots. It's only the 2nd foul on Neil Buda. He did a nice job after he got himself beat to make sure that Wood didn't give up a 3-point play. Crowd is really into this. We've got people standing on the sidelines for both Wyoming and the Braves. Crowd's really into the game. The Braves are really playing hard, as are the Wyoming Cowboys. Now they've taken out another 1 or 2 of their shooters. Right now in their lineup, they've got 44, Sean Moore, a shooter, and everybody else really hasn't taken very many shots tonight. So it may be more of a defensive team. Nice rebound by Joe Collinsworth ahead to Walter Davis. 2nd time tonight he's thrown it just a little bit farther than Walter can get to, or a little higher than he can jump. Once again, the Braves with a 1-point lead. It would have been nice to be able to come up, work the clock a little bit, maybe go to the free throw line. Braves right now got to be patient. The next foul will be the 1-and-1. They really don't have a shooter in there right now. A nice block by Neil Buda again, ahead to Matt Beauclair. Nice defensive play but out of bounds off the Cowboys, and it'll be Brave ball out of bounds. Into the game now for the Braves, Alessandro Del Torso, and a technical has been called on the Wyoming coach. Unfortunate for the Cowboys in this situation, down by 1. It was going to be Indian Hill ball anyway, so they're not going to lose the possession, but they will have a Brave going to the line for 2 free throws, and that's going to be Joe Collinsworth shooting the 2 free throws, the technical.
Coach Harmon actually has a lot of options to shoot those free throws. He's got Joe Collinsworth, who's hitting on, he's hitting on 78% of his free throws.
That gives him a 2-point lead, and while they're doing this, the official is talking to the Wyoming coach. He makes both free throws, and it'll be Brave ball out of bounds. So all Wyoming loses, besides two points on the free throw, is going to be Indian Hill ball anyway. See if that shakes his team up a little bit, or whether that was not a good error to make at this juncture of the ball game. Brave ball out of bounds.
Braves are up by 3 with 2:52 left. The Cowboys are come out with the 3-2. Braves are going to look to attack it on the inside, go to the baseline, dish it out.
Booted to Collinsworth. He had his feet set. Nice rebound by Josh Cooper. Booted with a nice penetration, but he throws it into a passing lane, and there is Sean Moore all the way to the far end, and it's now a 1-point lead. Nice steal by Sean Moore. Good anticipation where Collinsworth or Cooper were going to go with the ball. Now we have an intentional foul. This is going to be an intentional foul on Wyoming.
On number 12, Todd Gautreau.
I didn't see what he did. Did you?
I don't see what he did. I saw the Indian Hill bench jumping up, looking for the intentional foul, and the ref called a swing of an elbow.
And because this it really has almost the same effect as the technical. Cooper will get the 2 shots. He was the one who was fouled, and because it was intentional, the Braves will get the ball out of bounds. So the first one gives them a 2-point lead. Second one, a 3-point lead, and it'll be Brave ball out of bounds. So again, 2 costly mental errors, one on the part of the coach, the second one on the part of one of his athletes. And Wyoming finds himself down by 3. They had too many men on the floor. There had been a substitution, and the officials put the ball in bounds before the man had a chance to get off the floor. They've got that settled now. Let's see if the Braves pull it out a little bit. Might as well open up those passing lanes a little bit.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And Wyoming is going to switch now to a man-to-man.
Yeah, if they're not going to play defense, the Braves don't have to move the ball.
Richard Hall's not going to come out on him. In high school ball, you got the 5-second call. Coach has all his timeouts left if he wants them, so they don't have to. There's Beal Buddha. That's his shot. Very long, nice inside look. Back up and it's in by Josh Cooper. Fall away, bounced off the front of the rim, the backboard, and in. And now he goes to the line with a chance to make the 3-point play. It puts the Braves up by 5. Timeout, Wyoming.
You got to say the momentum is all Indian Hill here. Crowd is in it. The team is in it. The coach is in it.
Homecoming crowd here at Indian Hill liking what they're seeing. Once again, due to the technical foul and then the intentional foul, 4 free throws. Otherwise, we have a 1-point game, and not what you want to do this late in the fourth quarter. 1:45 seconds left. 5-point lead on the part of the Braves. So again, every foul that Wyoming makes is a 2-shot foul. They're in the super bonus, the Indian Hill Braves are now.
And Wyoming will also be in the bonus if the Braves commit a foul. Braves might want to start hacking on the inside, though, to make sure that they don't give up those easy 2s to the big men for Wyoming.
What was odd, they took a lot of their shooters out of the game in that last exchange there. Probably thinking more defense and that they had fouls to give them from some of these other guys, but now they're going to need some instant offense.
There's a little more of your village people there, Jack.
There you go. And theme song here. Braves are into this game. The homecoming crowd, everybody's on their feet. This is the kind of spirit that Indian Hill needs. This is a great game. It'll keep a lot of people coming back for more. And these Indian Hill Braves have fought and clawed their way back. Here's Josh Cooper with one free throw. It bounces off. Wyoming has the ball with a 5-point deficit.
About a minute 40 left in the game.
Again, they've got their 2 scorers in, and that goes into Ryan Fleming. Nice inside look. Cuts the lead to 3 with a minute 33 left.
Gives Fleming 12 for the game.
Nice looking trap here. Look inside by Josh Cooper. That pass was probably a little farther than he needed to make. Probably about 15 feet is the farthest you want to make that pass, and thus it's a nice skip pass to the corner where nobody else is. It'll be Brave ball out of bounds. Neil Buda inbound for the Braves. He finds in the corner Josh Cooper, who shoots the 3, and he's on fire.
Wow.
He sinks it.
Tell you what, he is just heated up. The guy is white hot.
Now let's see who they look. They look inside immediately to Ryan Fleming, and Del Torso lets him go. Quick basket, 4-point lead with a minute 8 left. Let's see if the Braves hold it out a little bit. Yeah, they're going to pull it out. Richard Hall goes out after Josh Cooper. Let's see if Cooper gives it up to Collinsworth. Those are their 2 best free throw shooters. Now Buda comes out, and there is a foul on. Cooper was down on the floor after having been knocked down, and Richard Hall, in an attempt to get into better defensive position,
to be honest with
pushed
you,
him a little bit. I didn't see how that
happened. I
happened.
could have seen that going both ways, but what happened was Josh went down, slipped or got a little push, whatever, just basketball. And Richard Hall kind of took a step over him and wasn't letting Josh back up, and Josh gave him a little shove, and, well, the Braves got the call. It could have gone either way.
4-point lead, 52.4 seconds. 2 shots for Cooper. He makes the first to extend that lead to 5. Probably a little inexperience on the part of the freshman. He needed to get out and play defense on the ball and not worry about that man laying on the floor. And the second one is no good. Neil Buda with the rebound, and Josh Cooper finds Alessandro Del Torso underneath. He misses the easy layup, and the Cowboys come the other way. Braves don't want to foul. There's the 3 by Ryan Fleming. Off the front of the rim, he gets his own rebound. He shoots another 3. Del Torso on the foul, and he'll probably go to the foul line now with 3 shots. Yep. The official is signaling 3 shots. He's got a chance to cut the lead to 2 here with 35.7 seconds.
I tell you, I'm seeing 2 things there, Jack. Number one, I don't think Ryan Fleming should be shooting that 3-point shot there. When he came down, he had 40 seconds left in the game. An easy 2 would have been fine. Get the ball and come back and make a defensive stop.
And whoever had him on defense say, let that big man shoot the shot he shouldn't shoot. Box him out. Don't try to go for the block. That's the 5th foul on Del Torso in his last game as an Indian Hill Brave. Played an excellent hustling game tonight and getting a great standing ovation from the crowd.
And he really deserves it. He gives the Braves something that they really sorely lack, and that's inside bulk. And he also
Athletic Director Carl Feltman goes over to the bench to also give him a handshake. First shot is good by Ryan Fleming to cut it to 4. He has 2 more shots. Second shot's no good. There's 1 more. It's a 2-possession game. If he misses this one, if he makes it, it's 1-possession game, and they've got some guys who can shoot the 3. Particularly Sean Moore and Ryan and Richard Hall.
When the Cowboys come down, though, they want to make sure that they don't. They want to make sure that they don't make.
They might call timeout there. Braves might want to call a quick timeout. They get it to the right guy, Neil Buda.
The Cowboys want to make sure they don't make any stupid fouls because they're going to get.
32.4 seconds. And Graydon Phillips grabs the ball. He's fouled by number 5, Ryan Fleming. And senior Graydon Phillips will go to the line for 2 shots, 29.8 seconds left, and a 3-point lead for the Indian Hill Braves on the scoreboard. Graydon Phillips has hung with this program for years, and he's really having a great senior season. I'm sure these 2 free throws, great memory. This is a Wyoming team that the Braves have had some tough games with. Be nice to knock them off here on homecoming Saturday.
I don't know if the Braves have beat them in the last 3 or 4 years.
First one on homecoming Friday, excuse me. First one's no good. Still a 3-point lead. This one can make it a 2-possession game. Second one is good, 4-point lead. Let's see what kind of defense the Braves have now as the Cowboys push the ball up the floor. They get it to Ryan Fleming. He takes it to the basket. He misses. Neil Buda with the rebound. And it's out of bounds off of the Braves, and it'll be Wyoming ball. And the Braves call timeout. I'm sure they want to set their defense on this play. Of course, it is going to give the Cowboys a chance to set up an offensive play off the inbound.
I would
probably go for 2 rather than 3. That's a 2-possession game. Get the basket, get it inside maybe to Fleming, who, unless Buda's on him, can out-jump anity on the Indian Hill team.
Yeah, I think I would expect to see.
Then go for the steal.
I would expect to see the ball try. They're probably going to try to look into Fleming, but don't be surprised if Fleming isn't their first look and Sean Moore gets it out on the wing, he'll pop a 3. Or if they get it out to Richard Hall on the perimeter, he'll just try to create something. Richard Hall has 2 threes and he's countless trips to the basket or times that he's penetrated to the hole with some athletic moves.
And
they got 3 weapons in there that they can really look at.
That athleticism, I think one thing I might do, I might have gotten number 52 back in the game. I don't think he fouled out. Brent Fox. Get the 2 big men in. Maybe make them decoy by going up and bringing Richard Hall with his leaping ability down low to the basket. A nice lob to him, and you've got a quick basket with very little time off the clock, quick timeout, and a chance to steal the ball. Let's see how they set it up. They got Hall out front at the top. They got Fleming at the top. Braves are in their 2-3 zone. To inbound the ball, Dan Berkmeyer. And he looks inside to Fleming. They get the ball to Richard Hall, and he fires one up, but Fleming with the rebound. And there is a foul. That's going to be on Neil Buda, and it will send Ryan Fleming to the free throw line. And that'll be the 1-and-1, I believe, unless they're going to give him 2 shots. Officials really haven't signaled yet. I think that foul was on the rebound.
No, that was definitely on the rebound, tipping the ball back out.
1-and-1 for Ryan Fleming. 17.2 seconds left on the clock. He makes the first one, and it's a 3-point ball game.
Fleming's got 16 now for the night.
Second one's no good. Nice rebound by Graydon Phillips, and he's fouled and will be sent to the line again. Senior Graydon Phillips on homecoming night.
For the year, Graydon he's only shot 17 free throws and made 6, 35.3%.
He was 1 for 2 just a minute ago. He's going to have an automatic 2 shots. They're in the super bonus. It's a 1-possession ball game. He just needs to make one of these 2. 14.5 ticks left on the clock. And he drains the first one. And the second one, 5-point lead for the Braves as Wyoming pushes the ball up the floor, and they're going to let number 34 go to the basket. He tips it in. Timeout quickly. 6.3 seconds left. Quick timeout by Wyoming, and there'll be a 3-point lead for the Braves when they come back out of the timeout.
I think what a lot of people didn't see on that last free throw was Richard Hall was up on the top part of the key, and he was giving Graydon Phillips a little suggestion on maybe how to shoot that free throw. And after Graydon made the second one and they walked back down, Graydon kind of gave him a little taunt. I guess it's part of the game.
Freshman mistake. He'll learn. If you challenge the senior, sometimes you come out on the short end of the stick. Well,
you got it.
I can't believe that the Braves really did contest that last layup down there. It could have sent number 34, Dan Berkmeyer, to the line with a basket and made it a 2-point game. Luckily for them, no foul. He makes the basket, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of inbounds pass the Braves have here. They may stack everybody up and send somebody long with 6.3 seconds. A 3 can only tie now. They cannot lose with a 3. They can only tie, but I don't think they want to go to overtime if they can help it.
Not at all, especially with Del Torso out. And what we need to remember is that the Braves should be able to run the baseline. I'm sure the referee will give the signal. And if the Cowboys have somebody deep, the Braves should be able to get the ball in. It's just a matter of getting the ball into who they want to shoot the free throw. We're going to see Josh Cooper taking the ball out.
Okay, they're going to have 4 guys in the backcourt.
And the Cowboys are just going to try and deny that inbounds pass.
And they'll probably break somebody long. I hope it's Buddha, who is the most athletic and can go up and get that long pass. And it is. And it's a home run, but he's not going to get it. Right idea of it, and the ball will go out of bounds underneath the Wyoming basket. Nobody touched it. Well, Coach?
Well,
called it, but no execution. What can I say?
They went long, and they have to execute.
Timeout.
Josh put a little loft under the ball, and Neil just couldn't track it down. It was a nice call. Neil was wide open.
I think it was Brian Combs had been in there. Quarterback Cooper threw a lot of long passes to Combs during the season. We
Yeah,
had
exactly.
A little different situation.
I guess that's the guy you want throwing it in, though, if it's the long pass.
Now, at this point in time, with 6.3 seconds, and the big men inside for Wyoming, if they do get the ball inside near the paint, somewhere in the lane, you definitely don't want to give up the basket and the free throw attempt. So you want to deny every pass inside. If they kick it out to a 3, you're just going to have to get your hand up in the guy's face. Definitely do not foul the three-point shooter.
Exactly. Coach is just saying, guys, all you got to do is play good, tough defense for 6.3 seconds, and you're going to come home with a victory over the Wyoming Cowboys.
Three-point shot generally bounce long. And so Wyoming, if they get it up quick, may get a second shot at it. My guess is they'll go for the 3 rather than the inside move. Braves would be much better off. In fact, that's what they're going to do. They're going to play perimeter. Play everybody out on the perimeter and let the Braves have that inbound touch.
Now, it should be Wyoming ball under the basket.
Yep. And they're looking for the 3. And Walter Davis almost fouled him, and Sean Moore, it's going to be short. And back out, number 34, and it's short. I think maybe Wyoming did not have any more timeouts. So
I don't think they did.
If they had thrown it in and gotten the 2, all the Braves have to do is just let the ball
I think
go.
that's what Coach was saying.
Yep.
The only way that they could have stopped the clock was to jump over the end line, which is an old coach's trick. It would have been a technical foul, and that probably would have just lost the game for him.
The
Big
Braves
victory.
fans stormed the court from this homecoming victory, 70-67. The Indian Hill Braves.
Big victory. The Braves
Big homecoming victory. And speaking of homecoming, we understand that following the game tonight, we're going to have a short interview with a departing Indian Hill Brave, playing his last game before he goes back to his native Italy, Alessandro Del Corso. As Coach adds up his post-game stats, we're looking to see if we're going to have our interview over here. Looking for our video production crew.
All set to go? And we're here with not necessarily a star of the game, but one of the stars of the season, Alessandro Del Torso, who is returning to Italy. He spent, how long were you here?
I spent 6 months here in the school, and I'm leaving now to do the second semester in Italy.
To do your second semester in Italy. And I tell you what, from what I saw on the basketball court, you gave the Braves something that they did not have, which was some size, some bulk, and some hustle. How'd you feel about your season here?
I had quite some problems initially, but now I felt more comfortable. I liked it playing with them. They're a great team, and I did what I could. It's a pity that I fouled out tonight, but I wanted to give something, and I just did it too much. But I'm happy with my season here.
Well, you know, I think that you can't do everything with points and rebounds. Sometimes those fouls help. Do you have any special memories? One special memory that sticks out in your mind?
Oh, I remember my rating game where I got a great job. I got some charges, and I did a great job, and everybody was happy, and that's my best memory. And I have my big memory of the team, of the sticking together with the team. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Well, you know, Alessandro, Indian Hill loved having you, obviously, and you were a great addition to the team. We want to thank you for coming to our school and wish you the best of luck back in Italy.
Thank you very much, and thanks to all of you for the wonderful experience that I had.
Great. Thank you very much.